Hey Michael, it's me, Lauren Marie Taylor, coming to you after the long Friday the 13th weekend appearance. I decided to stay in Pennsylvania for an extra day and hang out with my sister-in-law. So it was very nice. I'm covered with mosquito bites though. So speaking of reunions, we did have a 35th anniversary reunion a few years ago, obviously for the 35th anniversary of Loving, and we all went to see Bryan Cranston in Network, which was loads of fun. And then we went out, we rented a place on the east side afterwards. It was like an Airbnb mansion type of thing, but we rented it out, and it was James Kybert, Susan Keith, Roy Emmenyo, the guy who played Billy. I can't remember his name. Oh my gosh, that's terrible, isn't it? Anyway, a bunch of us were there. John O'Hurley was there, of course, and obviously Brian was there, and I was there. I'm not sure if I posted that picture on Instagram or not. If I didn't, I'm definitely going to have to do it. So speaking of Roy Emmenyo, she was great. When she came on board, she was very different from Patty Lotz, the original Ava Rescott. Both unique in their own ways. But Roy, she was introduced herself as being Persian, which was part of her mystique and her allure. Wonderful actress, obviously, the teeniest person in the whole world. But yeah, definitely gone too soon. Randy Mantooth used to tell this story about how when he was hitchhiking out in the Southwest, Jack Nicholson actually picked him up. And when Randy told him what his name was, Jack Nicholson actually said, "Mantooth, what kind of name is Mantooth?" So we would always crack up when he would tell the story. And Agnes Nixon, I know she's an East Coast gal, but she always reminded me of my mother-in-law, very Southern belle, very cute and polite and soft-spoken. So it didn't surprise me when she wrote that sort of fantasy thing when Stacey was writing her book, Promises to Keep, to make her like a Southern belle. And that was actually one of my favorite storylines, was the whole Southern belle thing with Perry and, damsel in distress, and wearing those outfits was just incredible too. So I think that was probably my favorites. In terms of watching the show, I didn't have enough time to actually watch it. And when I would watch it, of course, I'd watch it like this because I was like, I don't want to see myself on TV. I did watch it. When I was having my third child in the hospital, they had Loving on, and I just said, do we have to watch this right now? Because I was on TV and there I was in labor. Maybe that was too much information. But anyway, it challenges with the scripts. It wasn't so much that it was hard to memorize them, because after a while you just know your characters so well. You kind of know what she's going to say. It was when they would make last minute changes, like sometimes in between dress rehearsal and the taping of the show, they would cut lines, they would add lines, and it was like doing theater. You had to be on your feet because you just never knew what to expect and whether or not you'd make it through the day without, getting yelled at or anything like that. That's a lot of information, isn't it? Anyway, I better go because last time I tried to do a longer video, I got cut off. So I'm gonna go. Hope to see you soon. I wish they had conventions for the old ABC soaps that are no longer around, like a nostalgia, a daytime TV nostalgia convention. I always talk about it to the convention people whenever I see them, but horror is a very different thing than daytime TV, obviously, even though some of the storylines I've seen recently are a little woo out there. Anyway, thanks again. Sorry about my dogs. I think there's a bear outside, so I apologize for the dogs. And thanks again, and talk soon. Bye. Mwah. Lots of loving to you.